channel. And the reason I didn't say stimulus package and stimulus check update, this is not exactly about the stimulus part of it. But what this is about, I was doing some research and I run up on something or read up on something that kindly struck a nerve. I'm really pissed off. I'm sure a lot of other people will be too. But first of all, let me read this. Let me read this to you all first. Then you tell me what you think. But I'm just going to read it first, and I got something else to show you. Puerto Rico is being promised nearly $13 billion in federal disaster funding to repair its electrical and education infrastructure 3 years after Hurricane Maria's devastation and 6 weeks before the presidential election. Now, the Federal Emergency Management Agency plans to award 2 separate grants to help rebuild Puerto Rico's electrical grid system and educational facilities to the White House, announced Friday. Now today, grant announcements represent some of the largest awards in FEMA's history for any single disaster recovery event and demonstrates the federal government's continuing commitment to help rebuild the territory and support the citizens of Puerto Rico and their recovery goals, the White House statement said. Now, Hurricane Maria struck Puerto Rico as a Category 4 storm in September 2017, killing at least 3,000 residents and it's actually destroying an electrical system that was already unreliable. Parts of the island remained without power for almost a year. Now, when asked why he had announced the plans 46 days before election and not in the aftermath of the devastation storm 3 years ago, President Trump blamed Democrats and said, "We've been working on it for a long time." Now, the White House said $9.6 billion in federal funding will help the Puerto Rico Electric Power Authority repair and replace thousands of miles of transmission and distribution lines, electrical substations, power generation systems, and office buildings, and make other improvements to the grid. An additional $2 billion grant to Puerto Rico's Department of Education will go toward restoring schools, buildings, and other educational facilities. Officials in Puerto Rico have sought to overhaul the public school system in Maria's aftermath, including by allowing charter schools despite backlash from teachers. Other schools and other electrical systems require priority attention, particularly after the natural events that Puerto Rico has experienced during the past 3 years. Puerto Rico Governor Wanda Vasquaza, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce those names. But anyways, adding that the funds will go towards services essential to the public. Vasquaza, anyways, also said that the funding is thanks to the work of and good relations with the White House and President Trump. Congress originally allocated the aid in 2018, but has been held up as local and federal governments wrangled over how much repairs would cost and what kind of controls would be placed on spending. Now, in August 2019, the Department of Housing and Urban Development placed restrictions on the flow of aid to Puerto Rico. Now, but it also has announced that the releases of billions of dollars to certain states hit by natural disasters, drawing criticism for being stricter toward Puerto Rico than other jurisdictions. The administration has said its concerns about alleged mismanagement and corruption in Puerto Rico as the reason for holdup. Earlier this year, HUD released its hold on more than $8 billion in aid, which was supposed to reach the island in September 2019. Recovery efforts following Hurricanes Maria and Irma have been slow in Puerto Rico, and the Trump administration has faced criticism over its response. In 2018, an internal FEMA report found that the agency failed to prepare properly for the previous year's hurricane season and did not adequately support the affected regions. Trump has disputed the number of hurricane-related deaths on the island and called the federal government's response to Maria an incredible, unsung success. I'm not going to keep on reading this big article about all this. That's close enough. Now, what do you guys think about this? What do you guys think about giving what us American people have been struggling here for months, trying to get another stimulus check and unemployment and all this other aid, all the help that we need, but they're going to just grant them $13 billion? Really? So, now, let's see what Puerto Rico, now I didn't know this till after I found out, then I done some more research. So let's see why the United States has got something to do with Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is a leading tourist destination and manufacturing center. The island produces high-tech equipment and many top-selling American pharmaceuticals. Puerto Rico received U.S. citizenship in 1917, and Puerto Rico officially became a U.S. Commonwealth in 1952, November 6, 2007. Puerto Ricans have been citizens of the United States since 1917 and can move freely between the island and the mainland. And as it is not a state, Puerto Rico does not have a vote in the U.S. Congress, which governs the territory with full jurisdiction under the Puerto Rico Federal Relations Act of 1950. Well, that being said, so we know the United States has got interest over there because apparently we do business with them, the United States does, with some high-tech equipment, pharmaceuticals for medication, and so on. But my point is for this, he's granting them this $13 billion in two different grants. And here we are struggling to get some aid to the American people. And no, I just don't. I know it's good, it's fine to help a country or whatever. But we are all hurting in this COVID-19 thing. And the American people here is suffering. They ain't got no jobs, they ain't got nothing. And he gives them two different grants for $13 billion? Really? I mean, come on, Trump. I'm really speechless in a way. Guys, if you see this video, and if you think it's wrong, I don't think it's right. I'm not saying it's not right to help them if they've got interest in them, but don't you think we need to help our people first that's in need? Maybe I'm wrong, but I want you guys, tell me in the comments, please. If you see this video and you watch it through, you tell me what's right and what's wrong. I might be wrong. You tell me. But anyways, listen, guys, I appreciate everything. I appreciate you if you do watch the videos. I really do appreciate it. But guys, hit that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you on the next video.